Next thing is enabled, is displayed, is selected. Is enabled, is displayed, is selected. First one is enabled. Is enabled. Let us see. So in this web page, this is in disable mode. This is in disable mode. Means if we need to capture this particular thing, if we are going to use is enabled, then we'll see how I'm going to write this program. See now. I want to pass the information to last name field. How can we pass the information to last name field? So this is the XPath. I'm going to capture the XPath. See the program. Program name is enabled. URL has been opened. Now check the field is in enable mode. How to check? Driver dot find element by dot XPath. What is XPath? We need to provide the XPath dot is enabled semicolon. I'm going to capture it one more time. Copy this one and paste it here. Just executing this program. I'm going to pass the data now. Driver dot find element by dot XPath expression dot send keys. Last name Johnson. I am sending. Executing this program. We'll see. It will throw an error. It will throw an error. We'll see why it is throwing an error. See the output here. Accept insecure certification false. Accept SSL certificate false. Something it is being related to false statement, and here browser connection enabled, which is false. It is browser name Chrome, touch JavaScript, location context enabled, mobile emulation, navigation false. Okay, now see what is the thing that I'm doing here. Means I am verifying whether the last name field is enabled or not. I am saying that first I verified if it is enabled, then pass the data here. If it is not in enable mode, then it throws an error. So already we know this last name field is in disable mode, but first name field is in enable mode. Easily we can pass the data to first name, but we can't pass the data to last name. But we are verifying whether that particular field is in enable mode or not by using the method is enabled. If it is in enable mode, then pass the data. If it is not, don't pass the data. But let us verify for first name also, so that you'll get some knowledge how it is going to perform. Just I am executing this one. See, open the browser, pass the URL. Oh, thread.slip I haven't mentioned. Yes. So for your reference, I am going to mention thread.sleep, which is for 3 seconds. So you'll see now. Open the URL. First name is enabled. Yes, it is enabled. Then pass the data. Yes, it passed the data and it closed the browser. Simply we are giving conditions stating that if it is in enable mode, then pass the data. If it is not in enable mode, then don't pass the data. Like that buttons also. If it is in enable mode, click on that. If it is not, don't click on the button. I hope you understand, guys. Any questions? Like that, will you do this assignment is displayed and is selected? You didn't understand? What is the question, Ram Kotigar?
Sorry, my answer. If you have any questions, I said no.
Okay, fine. So, fine. Sorry for that. And I'm going to unmute all the mics. It's all about 4:40, right? So if you have any questions from today's session, you can just go through that questions. You can ask me that questions so that we will discuss about that. Or else we'll start the simple basic thing which I want to explain you about WebDriver wait commands. So let me unmute this one, and then two things I want to discuss after this questionnaire. So, any questions? Yep.
Can
Tell
we
me,
change
Shweta.
if it is disabled mode? Can we change it to enable mode?
No, we can't.
We can't. Okay.
If we are trying to change, simply we can say here you are seeing disabled true, enabled true, disabled true, right?
Hmm.
Nothing. One moment. Last name disabled true, right?
Disable true, enable true. That is.
Here, this is disabled true. This is enabled true.
So
Some
the developer.
applications will give the feature to edit this one, some will not give that feature. But if you are going to change the HTML code, it will apply in your system only. No other systems will apply this particular code, but we can't do practically. Any other questions?
Hello. So when
Yep.
we use is displayed,
Okay.
is when means like for unable disabled we saw one field. So for is displayed, what is the example?
Okay. So what is meant by is enabled?
Is enabled first we are first it will try to click on first it will check whether it is enabled or not. If it is
Okay.
enabled, then it will try to enter the data.
What is meant by is displayed? What is meant by displayed?
So it will check first whether that field is visible or not.
That's it. You only said the answer, right?
Yeah, okay.
Simple logic. Means first you are going to verify that particular XPath is displaying on that web page or not. Yes, if it is displayed, check that checkbox. Or else if that particular field or XPath or ID is displayed, then select the value. If that particular field is displayed, enter the data.
Okay. Yes. And so one
Next
more
thing.
thing.
Yep.
We saw navigate dot refresh and navigate dot backward forward. So
Yes.
instead of that, in browser we can see symbols also. So can we automate that? Like we can inspect those symbols also.
This
Those
one,
but yes,
this browser back button.
yes.
No, we can't do that one. This is all
Okay.
about browser controlling, right? We are not controlling the browser, we are communicating the browser. Understand?
You mean to say we cannot operate this backward arrow button?
This backward
Got it.
operate button, right? So this we
Yeah.
can't operate.
Oh, is it? But
This
manually we can do it, right?
Manually we can do manual operation, we can perform anything, but she is asking about through automation. We are having navigate forward and navigate backward, right?
Uh-huh.
Instead of
Yes.
doing that one,
Uh-huh.
can we get this element name, and using this element name driver dot find element sounds element name dot click.
Okay, okay.
If we click on this one, it will navigate to one step backward, and if we click on this front arrow, it will navigate one step forward, like that she's asking.
Okay. So it is not possible that way.
No, browser arrows and refresh the page will not be possible to identify the element names for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or there might be some other way, or it is not at all
Yeah.
We
possible.
can we can write Java programs directly to operate this one.
Okay, okay, okay.
We have that alternative way, but through Selenium WebDriver, the element names
Okay,
will not be there for arrow marks and all those.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
This displayed, how do we identify? I mean, visually we can see as a human some button or something is enabled or disabled or displayed.
Ah, for simple example, whatever the comment that you said now, for that, based
Uh-huh.
on that comment, you write the program. But in real time, I'll explain you the example how it is going to be. In
Okay.
real time, how it works means, suppose you have an application with
Okay.
4 screens. Screen 1, it is having your details. Screen 2, reference
Uh-huh.
details. Screen 3, review. Screen 4, submission.
Okay.
Okay. First,
Okay.
screen 1, you entered all the details. Once you navigate to screen 2, you want to enter the reference details.
Okay.
How can you believe that you navigated to reference details screen only? Just
Based on
simple
the
thing. As a human being, I know how it is going to navigate to screen 1 and screen 2 and screen 3, screen 4. But to script, how it is going to confirm whether the screen navigates to screen 2 instead of screen 3
uh,
or screen 4?
as per today's class, we can check the URL of the second reference page URL.
First, one thing that is 100% good point.
Okay.
Second point
Okay.
is, by
Uh,
using is displayed, whether you can find out the element name in the second page also, right?
sorry, could you please repeat?
By using is displayed method, you can
Uh,
find out whether this particular element in the second screen 2 has been displayed or not, then only pass the data. If screen 2 element is not displayed, then don't pass the data.
okay. Okay. You mean to
Simple
say
logic.
here we should have, as a human, we should have some fair idea about what is the first page is containing, how many controls, what is the second page is having information, what is the third page having, like that.
Obviously. Obviously,
Yeah. But
you are automating means you need to know the element names, right? Without knowing that
yes, yes.
element names, we can't do this. Mean, see, don't
Okay.
think about only single record that we are passing the data. Next future
Okay.
sessions is going to handle multiple sets of record where you are going to perform regression suits with hundreds of records in your real time.
Wow.
The theme of automation testing is that only, right? To perform the regression suit continuously instead of repetitive work that we have in the market.
Yes.
Suppose an organization is there, employee database is there, suddenly 100 employees joined in a company. So if you
Hmm.
if you want to create 100 employees in that particular database, it will take 2 days or 3 days of time for the HR executive to enter the data. If you have an automation script, what will happen? They are going to mention all the data, they are going to log all the data in one Excel document, they are going to pass that Excel data to this automation script, and they are going to execute. Simply within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, all the 100 records will be inserted into the database.
Okay.
That is our motto of automation.
Yeah. I got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other questions?
Um, so one more question.
Yep.
So while creating, we used variable name string. and reference variable we used, and then we stored that reference variable
Mm-hmm.
to display like driver.get URL.
Mm.
So we stored it in some variable, and then we printed that variable system dot println,
Out dot
and
print. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that variable a we entered there, so it displayed in console that variable a which is stored uh, in variable a in memory.
Yes. Yes.
So if we directly write system.out.println um, driver.get URL, so instead of that
Yeah.
variable, if we write that driver.get
We can
URL,
use that also. We can do that one also. Not a problem. We can do that
yeah.
point also.
So I
It's a,
want to know how it will be stored in memory wise, like
it will
if we
not
want to
store. See, your question is valid question. I'll accept that one. You are asking that instead of creating the variable and passing the data to that particular variable, directly if we are going to print that statement in the output, is there any problem or not? You are asking me the question, right?
yeah,
But the good practice and my suggestion is, in that cases, create a variable and pass the data is the good practice. But
yes,
why can't we why can't we give the output statement directly and pass the output statement directly system.out.println brackets open and then driver dot and element something something? Why can't we do this process? The answer for this question is, if we are passing the data, if we are printing the data in the output directly, there will not be any reference variables to get the output. First thing, suppose, let's say for example, the program, what is that program? Back navigation, right? So here I have created a, b, c, something, some variables have created and I pass the URL to that particular variable and I am getting the output. But in your real time, when you are working such type of things, you need to print the output from first statement to last statement.
yes,
Understand? Suppose here a is there, but due to dependency in the functionality, you need to print the a value in the last statement.
Okay.
Okay,
So
there
we
may be a
lost a.
chance. Sorry,
Okay.
there may be a
Please
chance of
continue.
using the same variable for multiple times in the real time.
yes,
At that in that point of time, you can't use the same statement repeatedly, like system.out.println driver.getTitle something something. Instead of using this one, if you are going to place the value in the variable, it will consider less memory than what is the statement that you said. If you are going to use system.out.println driver.getTitle, the memory allocation for this particular statement will be more when compared to value stored in the variable. That is the reason, for best practice, I have used like this.
And some looping operations also we will do on that variables, right, sir?
Yes, we can do that one. It's all about
Shiva,
the dependent. Yes, yes. Tell me.
sorry, I have a question now here.
Tell me.
You are saying, I got the point what she asked actually.
Yep.
It is always a good practice to store in a variable, and we can compare it for several other reasons till the end of the program. For example,
Yep. This is also
that's what.
one type of.
Uh,
Is the question
and
completed?
and sorry, and you said that uh, the memory occupation is more with driver dot get title or something, whatever, get URL or whatever statement. How do
Yes.
how do we confirm it? I mean, the memory occupation. How do we get to know?
From the front end, we can't get this memory allocation. What will happen in the programmatic part? First thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Second
yeah.
thing is, as an automation test engineer, we are
Hmm.
not we are not here to confirm whether this program allocates more memory or less memory. Just our job is to perform the regression suit.
Yeah,
That's it. Third
that's
thing.
fine. Yeah, out of curiosity, I just
Yes, yes.
wanted to know. Yeah.
I'll let you know. And third thing is, in your real time, as I said, you are going to deal with hundreds or thousands of records in your real time. When you
Yes.
are dealing with such type of activity, observe the execution time when you are using the statement system.out.println driver.getTitle directly like this, and observe
And
the execution time when you are passing the value into the variable.
okay, okay.
In that case, the execution time of system.out.println driver.getTitle will be more when compared to passing the value in the variable.
Very
How I am
Yeah.
telling this point means, I think we discussed about the concept of local variables and global variables, right? See,
I missed those classes actually. Sorry for that. It's okay,
yes.
fine. Now I got what you are saying at
No,
least.
simple example I am telling you. String A is equals to driver dot get title.
Yes.
Done. So I am giving a output statement system dot out dot println.
Yeah.
Here I am going to give the output as A. Suppose
Yeah.
the same title I want to print in multiple situations.
Hmm.
The same title I want to print in multiple cases in the same program in my real time. In that case, just system dot out dot println of A is fine for me. Why? Because already variable has been declared, the value has been stored in that particular location. Just printing the statement is fine for me. If I
Yeah.
am going to use system dot out dot println here
Of
driver dot
driver
get
dot.
title,
Hmm.
if I am going to if I want to capture the title one more time in my program, again I need to
Hmm.
write the same statement. If I want to
Yes.
capture for 10 times, again I need to write the same statement for 10 times. If I want to
And
capture
you
again,
and
yes,
you mean to say it invokes a function call also, right? Here, rather than
yes,
already we have a variable A already have the contents. Why we
yes,
need to again and again call the same function
same function
repeatedly?
again and again.
Okay, it will be a overhead. You mean to say?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Simply, the execution process will be like this. When you are
Yeah.
executing the program, first it will execute the statement, and the output of this particular statement will be stored in the value A. Just
Yeah.
you are printing this value A in the output by using this statement. Means
Simple
single time
statement. Yeah.
execution will be happened with driver.getTitle. But
Hmm.
if you are using the same statement for this statement for 10 times, what will happen? Again and again it will execute driver.getTitle and it will give the output. Again execute
Yeah.
output. Like
Yeah.
this it will happen in
Yes.
the execution process. That is the reason
So
when you are dealing with
okay.
multiple records, the execution time will be more.
It's very clear now. Yeah.
Yeah. So any other questions?
Yeah, so I want to know that for reusing that variable in, for example, we want to use in other class also, not in same class but other class also we want to use. So that time this variable can be useful. So
Yes.
that is one of the usefulness of that. I want to know that for the current program, after we exit from the Eclipse, so
Okay.
all memory will be cleared from that variable also. And
Will you please look into the video of access modifier so that you'll get the information on that?
okay, yes.